The PFA Scotland Player of the Year awards are here. The nominations are in. We have got Callum McGregor, Dyson Maeda, Nicholas Kuhn, and Dundee's Simon Murray. Welcome back to Fog Football. No Rangers or Hearts players, no teams outside of Celtic and Dundee have a player. So before we dive into these four, is there any one Jambo Bear that you would suggest deserves to be on this list instead of anybody else? Because quite frankly, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling to come up with another name. I can't come up with one for my own club, so what about Hearts? James Penrice? Young Player of the Year?
I mean, I would say Penrice is Hearts' best player of the year, but can I say that he is in the top four? Probably not. No, I can't.
No, you can't.
Maybe is he in the top 10? I don't know. It's like, I think Penrice has been good, but Jesus Christ, he's in a bottom six team.
What about Nicky Cadden?
He's been good, but you know what? I don't think there can be too much complaints with the choices that they went with. We all know there's only going to be one clear winner anyway, so I don't think the four-person nomination really matters. One person is head and shoulders above the rest, and he is going to win this.
Aye, and his name's Simon, so...
His name's no Simon, no, but here, shout out to Simon.
Does he rank fourth, Simon?
Not convinced, no.
He could rank as low as fourth, but he could rank as high as second.
I would agree with that, actually, aye.
You know what, right, let's go through it. So we'll go through Maeda, right? Maeda's number one.
I tried to sign Simon Murray, Hearts football manager, by the way, but it was only 2.5 stars.
That's no good.
And it's at his age, it's like he's not really going to improve, so...
That's no good, but right, Dyson Maeda, we both agree he should be number one. He will win it, I'll be shocked if he didn't. Right, so... I mean, McGregor, right? McGregor is McGregor. You know what? It's not even a case of, well, he's won another league. He's actually had quite a lot of goals to his cat thing this season. So, he's got a case for second place. Nicholas Kuhn, I think, has been... Honestly, I know he did score a few goals against Dundee United there, but reading our comments and looking on Twitter over like the past 3 months or the past 2 months, see, since the Bayern Munich game, he's completely went off the fucking boil. But then you've got Simon Murray, and when you factor in what Simon Murray's done for Dundee this season, you know, he scored 16 goals for Dundee. You take his goals out of it, man, they're probably sitting 12th.
No, I think that is fair. I mean, Dundee, how many games has he won then with his goals? No, I get it, you take away somebody... See, I've never really understood that argument. People, like, let's say, for example... How many goals has Dyson Maeda scored for Celtic?
16 in the league.
Right. People would say, you take Dyson Maeda out and Celtic lose 16 goals. I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it's not really how it works. If you take Dyson Maeda out, it's not like Celtic are playing with 10 men for that entire period. You know, someone would be replacing Dyson Maeda, and I get it. The person that would replace Dyson Maeda probably wouldn't get as much goals, just like the person that would replace Simon Murray at Dundee wouldn't have got as much goals if he wasn't there. But do you know what I mean? There's still a body in there. That I know people like use that example all the time, take away his goals, but it doesn't necessarily work like that because he'd be replaced by somebody else. But, I mean, I don't think there's many players that Dundee... Oh, obviously, Dyson Maeda could probably score more goals in a Dundee shirt, but in terms of players that Dundee can reasonably, you know, manage to get... I don't think there's much more that could have done better than, if that made any sense, done better than Simon Murray.
No, yeah, I mean...
After sleep here, fuck's sake.
The night shift.
What I'm saying is, like, see how the realistic signings that Dundee could actually bring into their club? I don't think anybody...
It's harder for Dundee. It's harder for Dundee to replace a guy with 16 goals than it is Celtic. And with Simon Murray, I would probably... It's a tough one. The battle for second place here is tough. I would probably give it to... I probably would give it to Simon Murray. Then I'd say McGregor, Kuhn, because I think Kuhn... See, no, honestly, see, the first couple of months, Kuhn was unreal, unplayable. But if you put McGregor over Simon Murray, I couldn't really complain about it. I just think Nicholas Kuhn hasn't been consistent. The other three have. He probably... Yeah, I think there's a case that Nicholas Kuhn actually had like the highest peak of the four, even though I do think Maeda in the last couple of weeks has done really well. But, I mean, that is your four options. So what order would you put it in?
No, I think if you take Kuhn's, like, that couple of month period where he was phenomenal, his peak for a few months, he was probably better than any few months we've seen from Maeda. I wouldn't say there's much in it. But Maeda's been great the entire season, whereas Kuhn was great for about 2-3 months.
Yeah, no.
That's why Maeda's...
What do you make of this? Cal McGregor actually nominated Simon Murray. That was his fault. So what do you make of that? Now, there is rumours floating about.
Could that be strategic?
I don't know if it's strategic, but there is rumours floating about that you can't vote for your club mates, which I think's...
I thought you couldn't vote for yourself.
Yeah. I would say... I don't think that's true, though. I think you can't vote for yourself, but it's like... There is a case where this could just be 4 Celtic players, and then it's like, what, did none of them get a vote then? What? So did these 3 have to all vote for Simon Murray?
I'm pretty sure you can vote for teammates.
Yeah. Just a bit crazy, but yeah, he's voted for Simon Murray. Why Callum McGregor did that, I don't know. I think Simon Murray's had a good season, but I think for Callum McGregor...
Well, hold on. You've just said that you think he could be second, so therefore it's not really rocket science. I mean, it's not the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen. If you think Simon Murray's in with a shout at being the second best player this season, then why are we sitting here wondering why Callum McGregor picked him?
Because he should have fucking picked Maeda, because Maeda's clearing away the top one. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Maybe he's jealous of Dyson Maeda.
Fuck, I'm sure he's jealous of him. He's just delivered. I mean, 10th title success Cal McGregor's had. Now, McGregor did win it 3 years ago. He says it's always nice to be in these conversations, but we'll move on. Simon Murray, get him called up in the Scotland squad, right? So, young player of the season, right? So here's your 4 options: Arnie Engels, Hamza Igamani, Lennon Miller, and James Wilson. What is your order and why? Engels, Igamani, Miller, Wilson.
Oh God. Igamani. What's your order?
Let me think about it. You go. Before we go, actually, I seen some Celtic fans say if Arnie Engels came through the Celtic Academy, we'd all be valuing him at about 25 million. He'd be getting talked about a lot more. Big difference between coming up through the academy for peanuts and fucking signing for Oxford.
No, he would not. He would not be getting talked up.
Yeah, but there's a clear difference between coming up through the academy and doing what numbers he's did, and coming in for 11 million and doing what numbers he's did.
Honestly, I wouldn't give it to Arnie Engels, man. The guy, he's been decent at times, like. But
what age is Penrice? Can he not get young player of the season?
He's 24.
Is he?
25.
Is he?
Aye.
Fuck, I thought he was 21.
Nah, not Engels. Not for me. I'm not saying the guy's a bad player, but he just there's been too many games where he's just been bang average. There has been. Nah, I mean he would. How could he? I don't understand that logic. If he came up through the Celtic youth, he'd be valued at 25. I mean, he came in for 11. He came in for 11 and a half, and some people were saying he doesn't even look like he's worth that. So it's like, why would he all of a sudden be worth 25 million if he didn't even have a price tag to begin with?
It's just the opinion of one guy, isn't it? But I mean, my order here. Right. Yo, I think James Wilson's had an alright season.
He's had a decent season, but
I'd put him last.
I wouldn't say he's had a great season.
Would you put him last?
Maybe. Don't know.
Right, Lennon Miller. Thinks a good.
I mean, he was great till he got that injury.
Yeah. Igamani did nothing.
I mean, it was great for a period. Igamani does remind me a bit of Kuhn, where he was great for like a couple of months.
And now he's getting played out of position. Arnie Engels, he's just been.
And when you're second to Dessers, how good can you really be?
Well, that is the dilemma here, because no one wants him second to Dessers. Everyone wants him up front. But Barry, he can't see that.
I would be tempted to go for Miller because the guy was having a great season. It's not his fault he got injured, is it?
No. I I don't know. It's like see with Engels. It's like I'm not saying he can't be on this list, but do you not feel like when you look at the other guys that are on the list, it's kind of unfair to a degree putting him on it, considering he cost 11 million and he has the record fucking signing for the league.
See, for me,
but everyone else is literally unproven to a degree.
Engels to me should be like one of the best performing players in the league, and he's not.
Yeah, no, he should be. I mean, he's at a completely different stage of his career than the other three. Obviously, Lennon, Miller, Wilson are a lot younger. Egamani's, 22? But, I mean, yeah,
he wouldn't even start for me. If I was Celtic manager, I wouldn't even be starting Engels.
No, Egamani's older than Engels, but Engels has been in Bundesliga top flight since he was, 18? Egamani, this is his first real rodeo in a good European league.
Also, you've got lots of stat padding in there, and I get it. You know, it still goals, still counts. I mean, James Tavernier, a guy that gets spoken about a lot for his goals, so like not all right. Yeah, he scored a lot of free kicks and he scored some goals to open play, but I mean, I'd say most of his goals probably were pens. So you can't just sit here and say that, well, pens don't count. They do count, but I do feel like that was strategic for Celtic. I get it. They want to keep their big money signing happy and all that, and you know he wanted to be on the penalties. But I can't imagine that Rodgers would have fought that too much, because I think he's thinking, right, well, hold on here. If we bring him in, he's a sellable asset. The more goals we can add to him, the more money we can get for him. I think that was partly the reason Engels is on penalties. Is he the best penalty kick taker at Celtic?
I mean,
probably. I don't know. I don't think so. But is there anybody whose value is going to increase by adding these extra 15, 20 penalties a season Celtic get in the league?
It's not only that, you got to justify the fee you paid. And that's probably why they should start giving a few to Adam a day as well. But that's a story for a different day. But
I think, see if you take away, see if Engels wasn't on penalties, I think he'd be getting criticised a lot more. I think that signing would be coming on, because that is Celtic's record signing, and what by all means he's a good player. He's not a bad player, but I just think when you spend that kind of money, you're expecting him to be leaps and bounds above everyone else, and I just don't see that. He's not better than McGregor. He's not better than Hatate. I mean,
it's like Hatate came in. Hatate came in first 2 games against Hearts and Rangers, and it was like, holy
phenomenal.
Fuck.
I've not seen that for Engels. Is Engels better than Luke McCowan and Bernardo? Is he really? Does he look like a step above those guys?
I wouldn't say so.
I mean, personally, I actually prefer McCowan, and Bernardo was like a third of the price.
Crazy, guys. Anyway, final order for Young Player of the Year. I am going to go Miller. I'll go Miller,
Engels, Egamani, Wilson.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I'll agree with that. That's bang on the money, I'd say. You know.
Now, I mean, I could understand putting Engels first purely for the main reason I think Lennon Miller's been injured.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you put Miller fourth, I could see why.
Well, put it this way: if Lennon Miller loses this year, he could very easily win it next year. If he's still in the league, of course. But that's where we're going to end it. All right. What's happening this midweek? Got Europe. We're not going to talk about Europe though, because none of our teams are left. It's depressing, isn't it?
It's absolutely bogging. I tell you what, I mean, Lennon Miller, he's got to be worth the money. But we're seeing Celtics begin to spend now. There's a chance. See, like back in January when the transfer from Miller was being talked about and he was being linked, it was almost like Motherwell were pricing Rangers out of that transfer. But now with this new deal coming in and the 49ers, maybe Miller's got 2 possible destinations in Scotland.
Nah.
Because it did seem like he only had one.
Celtic. Now he's got Rangers.
Would you agree?
No, I would agree. I mean, I don't think he's going to cost an amount that will be ridiculous, but again, TakeOver, 49ers, Red Bull, you name it. Is Lennon Miller going to be the front of that? I'm not kidding. But no, honestly, man, for me, he'd start every game. But I'm just not convinced Rangers would sign him and have him start every game, and I think that's a problem. You know, honestly, man, I think it would be great if you could go into next season like having the options or like a Lennon Miller starting with like Bailey Rice and Raskin in a midfield. But yeah, we can dream, can't we?
We can dream a dream.
We can dream. Well, what about your team? What are you dreaming about?
Can you keep a hold of surviving relegation?
Yeah. Stephen Presley, what about that? Huh?
I'd take him.
Right, what? Would you?
Aye.
Well, apparently he's getting them.
I wouldn't say no. He's done a decent job.
He was caretaker 20 years ago. What did he do then?
Well, here, I'd rather him over John McGlynn. I don't know why everyone thinks John McGlynn's the answer.
John McGlynn's a fucking shite bag.
John McGlynn had his stint at Hearts. Wasn't any good. I'm pretty sure he finished up with a 27 win percentage record.
Well, fuck. What about what's happening in the last couple of weeks?
That's garbage. That is garbage. Plus, like the guy's getting old, right? It's just not. It's different, I think, when you're a top team competing for titles. Signing a manager that is 63 or whatever and is proven, I can accept that. See, like the top managers that are 63, see when the Real Madrids and the Bayern Munichs of these worlds, or even the Celtics of these worlds, or the Rangers, see when you've got like immediate success in your future, then that's fine. But see when I look at Hearts, you're thinking realistically with this Tony Bloom investment and the Jamestown analytics, all this garbage. Hearts are building, aren't they? If Hearts are going to get success,
yeah, 63-year-old John's no.
You know, it's not going to be next season. It's not going to be the season after. I think if you're realistic and you want Hearts to maybe break the top two and maybe somehow challenge for a title, you've got to be realistic and say, right, well, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think you're looking at probably 5 years, 10 years before you even... No, do you not think so, realistically?
No, I agree with that, yeah.
And therefore, for me, it's like, well, let's say Hearts can get themselves into a position where they can even put together some form of title fight. And I don't mean what Aberdeen did and then fall away. I mean, like, say you're talking, like, years, I think, if you build properly. And what's John McGlynn? John McGlynn's going to be almost 70 in 5 years. I just don't see it. I think we should be looking for...
He's no good enough.
Then people will say, well, what about Cathro? Well, you know what? That was a failure. But can we not meet somewhere in the middle? Can we not get somebody that's got a bit of experience and has won stuff, but also isn't approaching retirement age?
I just thought...
I know it's a less... I get it, right? I know it's... Oh, you're not... It's not as physical and all this stuff, but... See, you think about it, if the retirement age in the UK is like, what? From, like
67?
60. Do you think it's a bit weirder to be hiring managers that are into their 70s?
Fucking damn right, unless they're like cream of the crop. John's not it.
I think to get into your 70s, man, you need to have... You need to have a lot of success. Plus, another thing, I mean, people are going, oh, he's done great with Falkirk, right? He has, right? I'm not denying that, but... I would argue that last like 6 weeks or whatever, right? They began to buckle, and they're only 3 points in front of Levy, and they've got a bigger budget than Levy. And who is the manager of Levy? It's Davy Martindale, who has actually been in the Scottish Premiership, has performed well with Livingston, has got some, I'm pretty sure he got a top 6 finish with Levy, and. He's pulled off some big results. He's kept Levy in the league year after year after year, despite having the smallest budget. If we wanted to get a manager, and he's considerably younger than John McGlynn, if we wanted to get a manager from the Championship, then why wouldn't we just go for Davy Martindale? And I don't want to hear, oh, John McGlynn plays a better style of football. Yeah, maybe Davy Martindale would play a better style of football. If he was at Hearts.
I don't know. Would you not rather get Scott Bryan? No.
No, but I'm just saying, if John McGlynn's such a great option...
I don't think he is, though.
No, but if he's a realistic candidate, then why wouldn't Davy Martindale be a realistic candidate? A guy that's only 3 points behind him in the league and is actually proven he can do well.
And he's young. So...
John McGlynn's a no for me. He's already been Hearts manager and he fucking failed.
And he's not like... He's about to complete the biggest bottle job in the history of football on Friday, so...
John McGlynn just reminds me, that period in England where, those English managers were, just getting passed around? Like a whore. Remember? Sam Allardyce and Tony Pulis and Alan Kirbishley and Pardew.
Alan Kirbishley.
No, do you remember? Like you just had all these managers. Like they would just get sacked for one club and they'd walk into another. It was like a fucking merry-go-round.
Harry Redknapp.
It's like to me that's what John McGlynn is. Just a guy that's been around for a while and he doesn't.
Steve Bruce.
That's plenty. McCarthy and all those guys.
That's plenty.
What you're going to do your wee McCarthy Fraser?
He's Irish, is he not?
No, that phrase you always do.
But he's Irish.
What about it?
You said all these English guys get passed around.
He was an English game, wasn't he?
It can.
It can. Anyway, point is, he was in the English league. You don't have to be English to get passed around.
I know, but you said English managers get
passed around. I was adding him in as well. I mean, what you got to do? Shoot me.
You have something against the English, don't you?
No, I love the English. I'll never watch Braveheart again. Anyway, are we done here?
Right, we're fucking done. This is 20 minutes too long. Honestly, talking absolute pish, but Simon Murray wins it for us.